The electric vehicle market, once a shining star, is now facing a reality check. Those ambitious plans for super-fast electrification, well, they're hitting a bit of a snag. Let's dig into what's causing this slowdown and see how it's reshaping the EV landscape. Hold on, folks, because that explosive EV growth? Yeah, it's stalled. After years of zooming up by 90% each year, the market screeched to a halt in the latter half of 2023. By January, sales were only up 15%, a far cry from the earlier boom. So, what's behind this slowdown? First up, the early bird gets the worm, as the saying goes. Those super excited EV fans, they've already switched over. Now, car companies gotta find a way to lure in everyday drivers who are more worried about price tags and maybe a little hesitant about this whole new technology. Next, remember the big chip shortage that messed with car production for a while? Well, it's finally easing up. That's good news, right? Except, fewer people are looking to buy EVs right now. So all those extra cars factories are making, they're just sitting around. Not exactly the ideal situation. And let's not forget about the economy. Inflation's on the rise, interest rates are going up too, and that means people are tightening their belts. Suddenly, those EVs with their bigger price tags aren't looking quite as attractive. Finally, let's talk about the Biden administration's big, bold plan to have electric cars make up 2/3 of new car sales by 2032? Yeah, that's facing a roadblock. The Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, they were supposed to roll out stricter emission rules to push people towards EVs. But hold on, they're taking another look at that plan in light of the current market situation. Seems like they're realizing that maybe their first timeline was a bit too optimistic. Back to the drawing board for a more realistic approach. So, what's the new game plan for electric vehicles? Buckle up, because it's about to get a little more diverse. Those super ambitious goals for everyone to be driving electric cars by, like, tomorrow? Yeah, they're getting a tune-up. Instead, the focus is on a mix of green technologies, like hybrids and alternative fuels, to create a more sustainable transportation future. Let's talk about the EPA. Remember their plan for 2/3 electric cars by 2032? Gone. Instead, they're proposing a more achievable 1/3 by that same year. This new target recognizes that going fully electric everywhere, all at once, just isn't realistic. It's about taking a more gradual, step-by-step approach. Hybrids are stepping in as a kind of green bridge. They combine those old-school gas engines with electric motors, so you get better gas mileage and lower emissions. This makes them a good middle ground for drivers who aren't quite ready to ditch gasoline entirely. And hey, don't forget about alternative fuels. Research on things like hydrogen and biofuels is picking up steam. The more options we have, the better, right? Now, this shift isn't all sunshine and rainbows for car dealerships. Remember those days when EVs were scarce and dealers could jack up the prices? Yeah, those days are over. Now, there are more EVs than buyers, which means discounts are becoming the norm, squeezing dealer profits. Take Baxter Auto Group in Nebraska, for example. They had a ton of pre-orders for the Ford F-150 Lightning, but in 2023, they only managed to sell a fraction of what they ordered. Now they're stuck with a bunch of EVs they're trying to unload in a market that's just not that hot anymore. Ouch. So, the EV market is hitting a speed bump. But it's not just about slowing down. There are some deeper issues at play here. We're talking big names like Ford and GM sinking money into electric cars and, well, sinking. Their shiny new electric trucks are apparently losing them a ton of cash. We're talking over $36,000 per vehicle for the Ford F-150 Lightning. That adds up to billions in losses, forcing them to hit the brakes on future plans and production. Even Tesla, the EV kingpin, is feeling the heat. Their stock price is down 24% this year, showing nobody's immune. Remember those electric trucks everyone was so excited about? Turns out, they might not be all they're cracked up to be. Sales are slumping for models like the Rivian R1T and the Ford F-150 Lightning. Here's the thing. Right now, the technology just isn't there yet. These electric trucks can't tow as much, they don't go as far, and they cost a whole lot more than their gas-guzzling cousins. Tests show their range plummets when they're hauling a load, making them less practical than advertised. And consumers? They're not exactly sold either. A recent survey says only 40% are even considering an EV. Why? Because the price is still too high, the range anxiety is real, and charging takes way too long compared to filling up a gas tank. The industry needs a serious tech upgrade to meet people's expectations and make electric cars a real option for everyone, not just early adopters with deep pockets.